Okay, I am calling the Tuesday, June 2nd Public Art Committee meeting to order at 4:32. Thank you all for being here. We have 6 of us in the room, 2 online. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank Commissioner Blaze, who is online. Thank you, Chair Small, who is in our room with us. And we have a special guest today, filling in for Martine, I guess.
Yes.
So I don't know if everybody knows Glenn, but if you don't, you're about to hear 3 interesting things about Glenn.
Sure. Man, you
Starting with your title.
My title, I am the assistant director an assistant director for the Office of Arts and Culture. I'm over our programming and engagement, which also includes our boards and commissions and all of that. So that's one, right?
I don't know if that's interesting.
No, it's not.
I have a
But yes,
hard
I
time
am filling
figuring
in
out.
for Martine today, just as that presence. So I'll just be over there click-clacking away on my computer. 3 things. I am originally from Corpus Christi, Texas, which was a great place to grow up, and I got a great education, everything like that, but not a great place to stay. So I came here for school instead. My background is in music. I have a bachelor's and master's in vocal performance, and was like, I need a job. So I came back, and I've been with the city and started at OAC about almost 9 years now. Popped over to sanitation for a quick second, and then came back. That's it. That's 3 things.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Where can
What's
we hear
your-
you sing?
Say what?
Where can we hear you sing?
Nowhere. I don't do that anymore.
What is your favorite piece of art in the public art collection?
What is my favorite piece of art? Oh, can I have a minute to think on that one for a
Yes,
second?
yeah.
Because I need to think on that. That's a really great question. That's a good one. I like that.
We're all gonna think on that this summer, and we're gonna come back together at the end of the summer and discuss that.
Actually, I will say my current favorite, and it's only because I was there and got to see it like live. It's the most recent one we did over at Fifth. Those were so cool. Those were so cool, and I love that it ended up being the 3 pieces that you can take a little walk on, and just the thoughtfulness of everything. It was so beautiful, so great. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Glenn. We're glad you're with us today. We have no public speakers today, so we are going to move on to the approval of the May 5th, 2026 minutes. Do I have a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved. I move that we approve the minutes.
Second, any discussion? Great, all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstention? Great. Oh, you're abstaining. Great, okay. Get that? Jerome's abstaining. Yes, because he wasn't here. Awesome. Okay, the minutes passed. We are moving on to the recommendation of selected artists for Harry Stone Recreation Center, Council District 2. And I'm going to turn this over to Lynn, I believe.
Okay, so here's the great news, as it's been our practice, for a while. The artist is online, so I would love to let Jeremy talk a little bit about this project and then usher him in.
Thank you, Lynn. Yes, so as you know, we had our final selection panel on May 7th, where our Harry Stone Rec Center panel met, and they identified Vibari and Associates as the finalist for the artwork to be for the proposal to be commissioned for the Harry Stone Recreation Center. One item that I think I really want to share about the panel discussions is that this is one of those pieces that is heavily informed by the committee, and that, I'm sorry, for the community, and that's something that the artist really wants to carry through as he finalizes the design, as he works with community groups to identify what are going to be those key elements that are going to be part of the design. And so one of the design overall, if we want to, I think we want to go to the next one, and then I'll turn it over to the artists who are very generously attending today. This is going to be Rising Together for the Harry Stone Recreation Center, and they are 5 ribbons representing different themes in the community. And so as we're kind of, one of our voting members, was part of the Ferguson Road Initiative and gave us the incredible news that the Harry Stone Rec Center now has a friends group that is ready to engage with the artist as soon as they're ready and as soon as we're able to begin participating with that. So we're really happy that there'll be a really valuable resource along with the Ferguson Road Initiative to have and kind of carry through that community engagement along with Vito Di Bari and his team. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Vito Di Bari of Di Bari and Associates. Also in attendance are Mirko Canovali and Andreina Briseño. So over to you all and welcome.
Hello, thank you. I think Vito is having a bit of technical issues, but he should be here with us soon. Sorry. I mean, you guys see him in the list of people, right?
I saw him on the, I know I saw him on the screen.
What is the name?
Vito?
Vito Di Bari.
He's telling us that he cannot unmute his microphone
He's a
for
panelist
some
now.
reason. Oh, now he's there. Okay,
Well,
there you go.
can you see me?
Yes.
Welcome, Vito.
Great, and I can see you. I'm fighting with these buttons since 10 minutes. And now that I can see you, you are pretty intimidating there, right? I was better before. Okay, whenever you want, I'm ready. How
Please
about?
go ahead, tell us more about Rising Together for Harry Stone Recreation Center.
Okay, first of all, let us introduce ourselves. I'm here with Andreina and Mirko. Andreina is my team manager and the whip of the team. And Mirko is the art director and the project manager. And my name is Vito. I'm Italian American, double C. Happily married since 35 years now, father of 2 boys and 2 cats. And that's all about me. Okay, when do you want me to get into the presentation right away? Mirko, vai indietro.
No, I'm not controlling the slides. They are
Okay,
sharing
okay,
on the-
okay. So, do you want me to start the presentation?
Yes, go ahead, Vito.
Okay, can you go on the first one? The first, you're going back, back.
The very first, yeah.
The title slide.
Okay.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, good. So now, first of all, let me tell you what I'm going to do today with you. First of all, I will tell you what is my specialty. And and then what do I do when I do art? And my signature, if you want. And then I will tell you what is my goal for this specific artwork and how I will try to accomplish it. Then I will ask you to give me your hand and try to walk you through my inspiration. And I will describe you each element of the artwork and their meanings. And then I will show you the final artwork in its entirety and in its environment too. And then I will assume you are tired of listening to me and will pass the microphone to Mirko, who will tell you everything about the technical specifications. So I will, why don't I say go when we want to pass to the next slide? Okay, so first of all, my specialty is to create site-specific artistic landmarks. What do I mean? There are 2 kinds of artists. I'm not saying that any one of the 2 is better than the other, but we're different. But there are artists who reproduce their style and everything they do, like Anish Kapoor, for instance, or other like me, who always starts from the site. I'm a site-specific artist. I start from the site, the community, its values, from the people. And this is what inspires me. And every time I try to do an artwork that is aims to be a landmark, something that can tell a story to visitors or that the citizens, the residents can identify with and be the pride of the community. Go. So with this artwork, my goal is to create a sculpture that will evoke hope and inspiration, joy and happiness, and have a welcoming feeling. How? Go. I will try to do this designing a artwork that is vibrant and that can capture the spirit of community, at the same time honoring the identity, diversity, and historical influences of the community. So as you can see, I gave myself a pretty hard challenge here, but I had a lot of fun thinking of it. So again, the main title is Rising Together, and let me walk you through the inspiration reading you this text. Go. Rising together, rises as a bright gesture of welcome. 5 flowing forms lifted by the same shared spirit. Each ribbon carries a different rhythm of the neighborhood. Family, play, memory, culture, and everyday life. Together, they become one upward movement of hope, color, and belonging. Go. 5 ribbons. So why 5 rising ribbons? Because this would be, like, I see it as an ensemble of vertical fluid forms that together express the identity, the energy, the shared life of the community. Go. Why the ribbon? Because the ribbon embodies movement and continuity, so it's vibrant. Remember what I said before, I told before, I'm trying to make it vibrant, but it's never static, it's never isolated, but always part of a larger flow. And so this is the metaphor, if you want, of the art. The verticality suggests aspiration, because it's elevating to the sky, but at the same time, the gentle curvature softens the form. It's not hard. Is flexible, is resilient, and making it welcoming for viewers of all ages. Go. To each ribbon, I've dedicated a theme. I dedicated each ribbon to a theme, and I gave them a color. This is because the colors evoke emotions. So for each ribbon, I assigned a theme that I tried to narrate the story of something, and for each one of them, I tried to give an emotion, to connect it with an emotion. Now we get the emotion subconsciously through colors, as we all know. Okay, let's have a look at them one by one. Ribbon 1. The theme reflects nature, community, health. On the ribbon, you can see I'm always starting from the baseline down, going above. Okay, a modern local building and the streetscape. Above it, a pathway with 2 people walking, a heartbeat line symbolizing health, a distant mountains and sky elements, and at the top, a radiant sun with expanding rays. Go. The emotion, go. The emotion I see here, no, come back. I give it a lime green color because it's bright, it's a living color that anchors the sculpture in its environment. Ribbon 2, go. The rhythms of daily life, to sport, play, informal gatherings. Everyday activities such as soccer, fitness, picnicking, the spirit of the place, of the people. A group seated on the baseline, you see a group seated at a picnic table, above a tree and landscape with people working out, and then a runner on a court track, and at the top, a kid playing soccer. The color, go. Bright orange, that energy, dynamism. This color evokes vitality and motion. And once again, people feel the emotion through color, subconsciously. We all do it. Ribbon tree, go. The ribbon tree is dedicated to family, generations, unity, cultural diversity, and senior involvement. A family group with adults in the baseline, above a grandfather with his grandchild, mom and dad lifting a child, a couple holding a baby, and then at the top, two figures standing together under a sunlight sky. You cannot see it here, but I tried to give different ethnicities to the different figures. And for the color, I chose yellow because it's care, connection, warmth, and a sense of closeness. Ribbon 4, go. Ribbon 4 represents neighborhood identity. Is your neighborhood here, multicultural, friendly, and with the richness that comes from a diverse perspective. In the baseline, two people working together, above layered landscape lines, two friends sharing a meal, a man sitting in the park at the top, a dancing figure framed by sun and ornamental patterns. And for the color, turquoise, a bright sun turquoise tone that evoking openness and exchange. Ribbon 5. The theme is historical, architectural, cultural influences such as mid-century, modern, or Hispanic heritage. And starting from down, we see a modern house, above it a layered ornamental and geometric Hispanic architectural patterns, a facade with arches and windows, and then at the top, a modern building rising against a sky with clouds. At the top, we always have a message of peace, of serenity. Color, deep blue, evokes depth and reflection. And now go. These are the ribbons. They have different heights, but I've been suggested to make them even more different between them. And we'll get back to this at the end of my presentation. And then go. This is the artwork seen in its environment, for what we know at the moment. And go. This is the artwork seen with the bird eye. Now, as you can see on the pedestal of the sculpture, I recommend. I mean, we can do it or not doing it. It depends to what we will decide together. But I will put 5 keywords reflecting the core values and the themes represented by each ribbon. So a keyword for each ribbon, or each word is a value of the community. And so I was suggesting 5 words, but here again, I'm open to your suggestions and to brainstorm together. And what I suggested was ethos, care, together, roots, and motion. Go. This is the artwork with the pedestal with the words. And that's it for now. One more thing. I like to say that when I present the concept, my artwork is only 90% conceived. Why? Because I'm a site-specific artist. So, until today, I've worked in 32 states in the USA and 20 countries around the world. Now, how can I be a good site-specific artist if I don't get some help from you? Every time I see my artworks like a proposal, an open proposal for a final stage where I will need your help, and we will talk together to tweak the last details. What are the right words? Change this figure here. This will not represent the way we are. Why did Vito, you forgot to picture this aspect of our community. What I mean is that should you choose my artwork, I will ask for your help. I will ask to, talk together and tweak the last final details together, because you will help me to make a better site-specific artwork and to do it in a way that the people in the community may feel represented and identified with it, and this is what will make me happy. Okay, that's it for now, and I pass the word to Mirko for the technical specifications. Thank you.
Thank you, Vito. So please go. Okay, so first of all, overall dimensions. As you can see here from the figure, the maximum height of the tallest ribbon will be 6.5 feet, including the pedestal. The highest ribbon itself will be 14 feet. Diameter of the pedestal will be 8 feet. Go. If we put the words on the pedestal, they will be done in metal, fastened on the concrete pedestal itself, and designed to be visible from every angle in such a way that viewers can engage with them and associate each word to each ribbon. Go. Talking about materials, the ribbons will be done in mild steel, finished with a direct-to-metal epoxy coating, which is an excellent kind of paint to protect from corrosion, elements, humidity, wind, rain, and any weather condition. The inside of the ribbons is going to be laser cut and fabricated as an individual element, and all of them, they will be bolted down on the concrete base. Go. Maintenance, it's something that we really value, that we care about. I don't know how many do it, but we do, and we always deliver a maintenance manual together with our artworks. The maintenance manual is done by a certified art conservator. In this case, as in mostly every time we do an artwork, very little maintenance is required. Basically, it consists just to clean it when you notice it needs to be cleaned. Just be careful not using abrasive materials that can ruin the coating and the paint. And the most important thing is that these operations can be done by public work employers, like the people who are taking care of the grass or the location around the artwork can perform the cleaning. You don't need anyone specialized to do so. Go. And here we can see an example of what a maintenance plan looks like. This is from another artwork. Of course, it is not super specific with this, but it's going to be very similar. I'm not going to go through it now because it's a lot of text, but it basically said what I briefly mentioned in the previous slide. Go. And that's the budget, which you already know, I guess, already, and we can leave it on the screen a couple of seconds and then we're done. That was it. Thank you.
Any questions for the artist? Thank you, Mirko. Thank you, Vito. Thank you, Andreina.
You're welcome.
Question.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are the ribbons connected to the base?
Oh, they're going to be bolted.
Sani?
Hey,
Hassan?
is there, sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out. Is there any lighting to this piece? I couldn't tell.
Not as part of the artwork, no.
Okay.
There's ambient light at the location, but not as part of the artwork itself. We can talk to Parks Department and see if there's any plan to install any additional illumination on site, but there is currently just ambient light available there.
Okay, okay.
Maybe the Friends group might,
Maybe.
yeah.
Mhm.
Think of the parks.
Yep.
It's a good
good idea.
Sure, yeah.
And it's quite. Sweet.
It's not the same thing.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. Can I ask myself a question?
Yeah.
Vito, what kind of interaction you had in mind when you conceived the artwork in this way? Oh, thank you for this question. The way I conceived it is that this artwork can have two different levels of reading. You can, if you visualize it in your mind, you can look at it from a distance. And you have the vibrant ribbons of different colors, joyous going in the air. And then you get close to it and you go through it and you have 5 different stories representing your community. And this is what I believe is a little trick that we Italians, we use since Renaissance with the artworks to make it readable in 2 different ways, so that the people will be drawn through close to the artwork and read it, telling them a story that they may hopefully recognize with. Okay, thank you for the answer.
David, did you have a question?
Yeah. Are there any plans to do anything else with the base itself? Is it just, it's going to have the words going around?
So
It's going to be concrete or brushed steel or?
it's just gonna be concrete, and the words that, the core values that Vito mentioned, that's also going to be something that will engage our, specifically our newly formed Friends of Harry Stone, so that they can, this are the proposed core values that the artist is suggesting. Are there any changes? Are there other words that they would like to? So they will likely be enlivened by those metal, the metal text along the base. Any other questions?
I have a
To be
comment.
honest, as far as the words, I really think that you guys are more qualified than I am to find the right words to represent the community. But these are the values that I saw into you, I mean.
Would you object to maybe a planting at the base of grasses that in the breeze would mimic the shape of the sculpture?
Mirko?
Sorry, can you repeat? I don't think I understood.
If he would consider grasses being planted at the base, grasses that are maybe 18 inches high, that would, when the wind blows, would mimic the curves of the individual panels, would reinforce the idea of movement.
I might be able to answer that
Okay.
question. So typically.
Okay.
typically after
Did we
installation,
think about it? No, I have to be
so-
sincere. But I
Vito,
think that this is a wonderful idea. I mean, this is really a great idea. And although, I mean, then you have to consider a lot of local conditions. I mean, is there wind? Which direction? There's one thing that I didn't say about regarding the wind. Is that one of the reasons why we make it laser cut in that way is also that we have a pretty huge forms of the ribbons elevating, but in this way there is no sail effect because the wind will go through it. So there's no way that the artwork is touched by the hard wind that sometimes is in Dallas.
I know it's the Parks Department, but I wanted to ensure that he didn't object.
Oh,
So
we'll
otherwise-
come- yeah, and we will, once artwork is installed, we always continue to have the conversation with the artist. If Parks Department says, hey, let's develop a landscaping plan for this artwork, does this bother you at all? Do you like this? Do you not? So yes, absolutely. Thank you, Patricia.
Any additional questions?
If there's no other questions, I have one quick statement.
Go ahead.
Vito and Mirko, E cosa bella sentire un autentico accento italiano. Grazie per la presentazione.
Yes, it is.
Prego.
Yeah, I got to tell you something, Asani. Of course, I'm proud of being Italian, but you know what? My younger son, his dream is finishing university now. He's at college. His dream is to come to work in Texas.
Oh no! What the,
Yeah,
tell him to
really.
look us up.
Yeah. So I will make sure that he's with me when I come for the unveiling, if you will ever have one.
Well, when I was in college, my dream was to go to Italy and do some work and study Italian. I only got to go there once, and my Italian was so bad. They all told me, they were like, "Hey, we all speak English. It's okay. Please stop."
Yeah. Hey, look, if Drema would adopt my son, I would be happy to adopt you guys.
There we go. There we go.
So everybody is in the right place. It was a real pleasure to submit you this concept. There's one thing I want to tell you, whatever decision you will make, thank you, because I had a lot of fun. I mean, I loved working on this concept.
Thank you, Vito. Thank you, Mirko. Thank you, Andreina.
Thank you.
Yeah, where's the camera?
I just wave out into the ether, hopefully.
Oh, it's that one right there.
Just wave into the board.
I guess it's just easier to see.
Good, and I hope to see you soon. It's a promise and a warning.
Thank you.
Bye, bye,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Okay, so are they still?
No.
No, okay. Okay, great. They're all offline, so we can continue. Okay, let's have a motion and then we'll have some conversation if we need it. Do I have a motion to move to approve this recommendation for selected artists for Harry Stone Recreation Center, Public Art Council, District 2?
So moved.
Thank you. Second? Jerome seconds. Conversation? Questions, concerns? Great. Well, that was fast. Okay, I call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thanks everybody. So nobody's against. Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Recommendation for the pre-qualified list of poems for sidewalk poetry. And I think, is this Lynn or is this
Sure, it could be one.
Guy? I'm looking right at you, Guy.
Is she pointing to me?
Yes, I looked right at you.
Dodge that bullet.
Yeah, so we have 25 selected poems that we're bringing forth to put into the reservoir bucket for, so when we start getting sidewalks, we have a list of pool of poems that we can. So, I don't know how much detail we need to go into, but we had a selection panel that you guys voted in, the poets put together a panel. They reviewed, I believe, 86 of them. After there was some that were eliminated immediately by MAG because they didn't fit the 214 form. So they're for your review. We, on a side note, Lynn and I went through the poems and actually gave them what we thought would be appropriate for council districts too. So we actually have, out of the 14 districts, we have about, I think, 10 of them that kind of hit areas, some of them specific because they name names in them, but we also have some that are citywide that can fit into any neighborhood as well. So we're excited to get the first one in the ground soon too, so.
How soon will that start?
We are pushing through a contract right now for concrete. And so as soon as we get the concrete, we gotta go start knocking on neighborhoods' doors that we can put one in. We have a couple of public improvement districts that are more than willing to allow this to go into their neighborhood. So we're really trying to push. MAG's got a deadline of July, 1st of August, to write back to the the grant that she got to follow up with that, a bunch of that stuff, so.
So just remember, she created the form for us. The 2-1 form was specifically created, because of that, she, received this grant. So, so she's been really nice to work with on this thing that we have never done before. So we're excited about this first grant.
And not only that, but she rolled off in April and she's still continuing to work with us, and including the second round, which she's pushing for September to do the second round of opening.
And it won't be, just in case you're wondering, it won't be in the sidewalk, it'll be in the park.
Yeah.
So that we're, there was some, concerns about bumping up against that ordinance, but there's a solution that
Yeah.
I think that we can address that issue.
What is the ordinance that prohibits it from being?
No defacement.
No defacement.
Oh, so you're suggesting it could be an invitation to somebody else to go ahead and carve into the concrete?
We don't know. We
You're not interpreting it.
We are not, but to be honest, planning and urban design is on our side of trying to eliminate. Because it's kind of odd that the city is shackling themselves, if you will, when it's happening in other places. St. Paul's got it, other places put poets' homes into the stamped concrete, so.
Maybe defacement needs to be narrowed.
Yeah, well, but planning and design is on our side and really trying to address the ordinance.
And we have a path forward for that,
We do.
and we're excited about it.
So I have a question of these. I see only one of them is in Spanish. What percentage of applicant poems were in Spanish?
That might be the only one.
So you might remember when our form, we asked them if they wrote in Spanish to provide a translation.
Yes.
So most people just wrote.
Okay. I just was curious if we had.
And it was actually any other language translation.
And then David Biggs's is all in capital letters, so I'm assuming that's the way he wrote it.
Yeah, and there was a typo in one of them. They just misspelled a word. Meg and I kind of figured that they misspelled a word because it was already in the poem earlier. So when we reached out to them, they sent it back and they're like, "Oh, can you fix the typo?" And I'm like, "Of course we can fix the typo." Yep.
Great.
Yep, so we kept the same personality and style of the people.
Great. Okay, do we have a motion to recommend the pre-qualified list of poems for the sidewalk poetry? Maria?
Sure.
Thank you. Second. Oh, wait, do you have a question?
Well, Chair, you tell me when's the time for questions or comments.
Did you second?
I second.
Great. Now it's open for discussion. Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. So just a couple of questions regarding the poems and the writers in particular. For the participants, will they be identified via district, or, you're not there yet in terms of placement? Will they participate in, the dedications when they happen? So that's, on the promotional side. And then I was curious about the NA related to the finances. Was there a budget attached to this initial project when we approved it in 2025?
So a couple of things. One is the grant will help us with that budget. Originally, when we had conceived this, we were going to piggyback on the concrete being poured in neighborhoods as other peer cities do. That's probably not going to be the process that we use. We will get better budget dollars when we figure out, we have a concrete person that we're procuring right now to figure out how much each square will be. This should be nominal. Part of Mag's grant will go to the fabrication of several of these. And then we'll get it sorted on our side. Clearly, this would be transportation dollars.
So, and have the artist been notified, and will we be able to identify the artist publicly just through our promotions?
Yeah, they've been notified. They got notified about a month and a half ago or so, which I get an email about once a day now asking what the progress is. And so I'm like, it's got to go to Public Art Committee for approval. So yeah, they're all excited. There is an honorarium to the ones that were selected as well, which is being paid for by the grant that MAG got as well. We're working through the logistics because all that money's being housed with a nonprofit organization that we're partnering with. So they've got all that. So I need to get them some background information so that they can get that over to the people that pay the bills for that, so that everything's good to go. So we're all hinging on PAC and ACAC approval, and then after that, we can start going. And the honorariums are going forward anyway, regardless of acceptance. So, yeah. And then as for
Thank you.
the names of the artists, that's a good point. We'll have to figure out
Unclear.
how to get that in there.
I mean, I would think you'd just put
I
it
think
at the
yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
that
It'd be
might
another
be
line.
just another line down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's doable by putting them into the stamp itself. So that's a good point. Didn't quite think of that through yet. 'Cause-
Well, it can also live on our website with the actual statement.
Yeah.
The actual points can live, on Public Art.
Yeah, because one of the things on the form was background information of what area or neighborhood that they were presenting about as well too, so we can provide all that electronic on the website as well too. So you kind of get a feel of what they were writing about as well too.
So as these go in, as they're installed, they'll be installed in groups, not all at the same time, right?
Definitely not all.
So will the artists be notified and will there be some kind of?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, even a lot of the artists are saying, even if my poem's not the first one, and please let me know, because I
Sure.
want to come to it.
Support
It
others.
is, yeah, to support, yeah. So they're all excited. Just got to figure out where to put the first one.
Abraham.
Are there two Holly Havers, or does Holly Haver have two poems?
She has two poems.
Okay.
I think she might be the only one that's got two, I believe.
I'm trying to make the slides, have them be as small as possible. So that's on me.
You succeeded. Okay, if there's no other discussion, we are going to go for a vote. All in favor? Any opposition? Great, motion passes. Thank you. Thank you for the work on this. Great, okay, briefings. Dedications.
Yeah, I can talk about.
Yeah, so if we may, okay, so I wanted you all to know, kind of what the cadence is for dedications. Roughly, we have one dedication a month. June and October are gonna be super special because we're probably gonna have two on those months. Yeah, so just for kind of what's coming up, June 9th at Fair Park at Big Tex Pad, we're super excited about this. With an NEA grant, there'll be, The World Is Ours will be, have an opening there. We'll be in the shade. So don't hesitate to come by and see this. It's at 11:30. And then next on June 12th, I actually am super excited about the 4 Chromatic Gates by Herbert Meyer. It's going in Glencoe Park at the trailhead, kind of where it divides off at Martell, parallel to Central. The Public Improvement District there has paid for absolutely everything for the the conservation, and then all of the amenities around it in the park, benches and that way station, et cetera, and lighting around it. So this should be really lovely. Its time is 9:30 and the PID will be supplying some additional things like a food truck, et cetera. So if you have time on either one of those days, we would love to see you. George Tobolowsky is a big TBD, but let's move to the next slide really quickly. Question, are you sending out other invitations that will be sent out about this with more information like where to
Yes.
park and whatnot?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because like June 9th is next week.
It is. We're aware. So,
I know you're
so
aware.
let's scooch back one slide really quickly and go back to, if we look at, I can honestly, tell you, tentatively plan on June 9th coming in on the Perry Avenue gate. More information will happen. Perry Avenue come down, where you're going down, Perry to Nimitz to Grand. And I think we'll park on the Court of Honor on the left-hand side of that big boulevard. So closest to the Esplanade and the automobile building. But those know before you go plans will be sent out. We're confirming those because FIFA has, has to bless the parking situation.
As a matter of fact, it just came through a
Okay,
little bit ago and it's.
is it that?
It's
Oh,
a
no.
little different than, but the other thing you could do is park in 5A and 5B and walk right over because pedestrians will be able to cross through to the park.
And
But
this is.
it's the driving portion of it that's tricky right now. And so parking vehicles and VIP cars is where we're
Trying to figure out how to.
trying to figure it out.
And then on June 12th, park on Martell.
Yep.
So it's Glencoe Park, Martell, dead ends into the 75 Service Road. So if you just pull in on that, there'll be cones that will allow you to park right next to the sculpture.
I noticed that most of our dedications are in the mornings. There are people that work, people in our communities work, and I need to think about hosting things, especially when the time changes and the days are longer, that we have some things in the evening so the neighborhoods can participate. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for us to have all these things and neighborhoods don't get to come out. We say that's who we serve. That's not who we serve based on who's at our dedications. We got a couple, 2, 3 people. And so I am suggesting that we decide when the time changes, that we have some dedications that are at 5:30 or at least 6 o'clock so the community can participate.
So you queued up the next page, but I will say that, park goers in the summertime should be families for this, certainly at Glencoe. There's a lot of people at the park, at this time. But to your question, we're gonna just go through the next one up there that was really July 30th.
July 30, 8 p.m. At your service, ma'am.
I love that you asked that question. We're hoping that, that the lights will come on right as the dedication ends for, Fruits of Knowledge at Forest Green. Vickery Park, we are just planning for September. For the library, these are all just forecasts, except we should have moved, Forest Green over. We're pretty sure that's happening. So we've moved from forecasted to tentative, depending. October, I think we'll have 2, Singing Hills and Kleberg Riley. And as y'all know, I've been so concerned about West Dallas veterans. And regardless of the state of the sculpture, we will honor the veterans in some way at that location in Biggers Park in November. And then our hope is to have Flight 1 and 2 in on, in the aviation corridor. So I am through with dedication forecasts. I love that you set me up for that. Thank you. I can tell you, we tried to have a breakfast one and it was not successful. We tried to have it in early evening, also not successful because we're, carpool on both ends. Just didn't allow people to get there. So we mirror Parks, what Parks does, and Parks usually has things that, so outside of that, we're trying this one to have it be illuminated at night. Okay, I'm through.
And we need to, if that means that we need to do more groundwork, like when we do our community engagement, that, as we're thinking about that, we need to put that out there. People don't show up because they usually don't know.
Yeah.
But we can't do this work and not have people come out to see what happens.
Celebrate it.
Yes.
One more question. On the parking next week, is FIFA gonna do it like the state fair where you have to have passes to get to the lot?
No, from what I understand, and of course, this may change, but it will be in your packet. If you RSVP, you will have whatever it is that you need will either be sent to you as something you print on your badge or whatever. So please, regardless of the instructions I give you now, please RSVP to Ashley so that you can get there. We'll be on site. It will be in the shade. The Fair Park is opening the doors to the building, so air conditioning will come out. It's at Grant Place. So air conditioning will be wafting out onto, to us as we dedicate, or as we have an opening for this. No such air conditioning will exist on the 12th. But it won't be at 11:30, it'll be 9:30. So hopefully we'll have a good morning for that.
We already have a RSVP list for next week.
I think Ashley is working on that, so it should be either gone out or going out in the next couple of days. So
'Cause I can't remember if I did or not. So will there be another opportunity to RSVP? Okay.
Yeah, so. Okay, that is it for forecast and, active dedication.
Okay, collection and conservation updates, Sky.
Sure, what's in there?
Okay,
Next slide. Oh, well, there's the image of the world is ours. And then the June 9th.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, so
It's
are we-
installed.
it's
Okay,
installed.
yeah, moving on.
There's the Herbert Bayer with orange, but now it's red. So there's the 3 dedications.
Okay.
that we're supposed to be coming up.
Okay, then let's go into briefings. And just to state, are we going through briefings that just there have been updates and changes, correct? So if there's something on this list that is not being discussed, just save it for later, and when they're done, you can ask your questions. Please. Okay, active public art projects.
Okay, I'll go first. Westmoreland Skate Park. We had our first site visit with our Parks Liaison Project Manager last Thursday, right after the rains. And we have, I think, as we walked the location, if we could go to the next slide. Walking the site, it looks like the best location for this artwork will likely be at the corner of Coombs Creek in Illinois. In our conversations with with Brian Linus, who is our PM, he'd like to see about maybe moving the location of the skate park, but I think that just given where the overall site, this will be kind of an ideal area for artwork that sort of signals and identifies a good marker for identifying the skate park. And so it looks like we did do good progress. We identified that that entrance corner right by a wildflower little patch. So we don't want to disturb the wildflowers. So likely it'll be just right off to the left. So overall, we got a lot of information about the skate park. Parks Department anticipates that construction will begin, they think, at the end of this year. And so likely we will begin our community engagement this July. And so right now I'm confirming the physical location for our first in-person meeting near that area that will work. And so we're working with our new community engagement manager to assist us with Council Member West in identifying a location for that in person. And then we'll bring to you the overall community engagement plan probably in July, because those days will probably be either later in July and then into August. So that's Westmoreland Skate Park. And of course, you all just recommended Peabody and Associates for Harry Stone. I'm delighted to bring you the fabulous, incredible news that Oldies Dallas is now under contract. Our artist is eagerly awaiting the final contract at long last. We've just received news that the city attorney, after several months, has now signed it. We're just waiting for the city secretary to send us back our copy, and we will begin work on this. Our first order of business will be likely to meet with Anaisa and kind of identify any questions that she has. She's already looking at what can I invoice for so that I can actually start beginning work. So we'll start identifying those with her, and we are excited to get this project going. So that's excellent news for Oldies Dallas.
Our dog has been a bit photo shy, so it's well and happy down there, very well received by the community. The artist has interviewed 10 photographers. One stood her up, the other one took initial pictures, which we have some of them. So the dog is wonderful and beautiful, but we're waiting for the professional pictures. So at the moment, these are the only professional ones we have. The rest is all my iPhone pictures. And then we got rained out for about 2 weeks. So we need the pictures because her contract ends in July. So that's pending. And the reason why we need them so urgently is because I entered the dog into the Coda Awards for this year. So please keep your eyes out if she makes it under the top 100 public artworks globally. Please vote. I will let you know. I'll send you all personal emails once that voting link goes out, because we want that award. And I'm also using that project, like I was nominated one of the Coda Works 2026 creative revolutionaries. They have asked me to present one of my projects within an article for them, and I will use the dog. So that's what we're waiting for.
I just want to. It's an international, it was an international nomination.
I didn't
And
even
there
know I
were-
was nominated.
and
So
there
whatever
were-
the council,
and
whoever
so-
that was.
Yeah, so she received it with 12 other people, is that right?
20, yes.
Yeah, so, and again, it's worldwide, so, for.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're really proud of Sabine and for, this work to be the one that will be highlighted.
Yeah. Me and my dog, it's not Susan's dog anymore, it's mine. But yes, of course, Susan, so she's been struggling with the photographers, but all is well with the dog.
Right, Reversion is in the selection stage of the artwork. Artists are actually creating the proposals to present later in July. Their deadline to submit to our department is June 19th. I'm really waiting to hear from them. And then I'll let you know, because I think Krista was asking about that selection, right? So it'll be probably take place second half of July.
Roland Parish. So we were excited to walk the site last Thursday along with the skate park, but at the recommendation of the Parks Department and their superintendent at the construction site, we're having to reschedule that because it was super muddy and literally unwalkable. And so right now we are still in the in development phase of the community engagement plan. Parks Department needs to resolve a couple of site issues at Roland Parish, but as soon as I can get a couple of option dates to go out and walk the site and see what would be the best location for our artwork, I will send those invitations out. But overall, we're just excited that this project looks like a beautiful park just from some of the preliminary construction images that we've seen. But as soon as I've got an update on that, I will share that.
Pueblo Park is next. We are in community engagement, almost at the end of this stage. I still have scheduled a presentation with the La Bajada Neighborhood Association at the Bataan Center. I think the next slide is just images from that last event that I attended. This is the West Dallas Toyota Pavilion that was built from a grant for architecture students. So it was a really nice fiesta. It was really amazing. Most of the people at this location want to talk to you, so want to fill out the survey on paper. There's lots of interest from this community. It's a very tiny park with a very rich history. So, yeah, I'm still not done with community engagement, but all I'm getting is they want to embrace the historical aspect of all these communities. And we're very lucky that Kevin Acosta, who just joined our team, is very well versed on this community. So, yeah, I think our last community event is going to be the third Thursday in July, attending this meeting and talking to them about the project.
That should not be there. I don't know why that is.
That's a surprise for them.
Yeah. Surprise. Trinity Strand in the design district. So I have a riddle for you. So we're working obviously on the financing side with the donation. The next slide is what was proposed and what you approved. And the next slide is I ask you, find the mistakes. You see the difference?
It's a little.
Yeah. So he tried to whittle the 5-6 layers of canopy down to only 3.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So that's just to show you our daily bread and butter.
Go back to the other one
Yeah.
for a second, back to the.
So
previous
we're going under contract, so the contract is currently with the city attorney and he's very kind, so he's working, although he's not under contract, he's already doing the final design, but that's what I got sent. So that is why our job is so important, because, yeah, he tried to give us 3 layers with way less gradient colors.
just to say the colors,
Yeah, and then you go to the next slide.
which was such a big discussion as
That's
part of
the-
that was the colors,
Yeah,
like that was so
exactly.
important.
And the movement in the wind, so you got a dose of Sabine. So we're back to our 5 tiers, and next slide will show the dimensions, and it definitely ensures that there are 5 layers. We had instructions from the water department to keep their cleaning trucks, the vacuum trucks, are 12'6" tall, the things we know now. So we have a clearance of at least 13 feet and 14 feet at the higher canopies, so. And they're building the bridge. I don't have photos from the bridge for you, but one bridge is already up and they're building the second columns already to support that. So there's a big construction site down there. I have not been down there yet. And I need to reach out to Comanche Nation, see whether they have found an artist that will work with him to be interning with him. I haven't heard back from them yet.
Sabine, where is that exactly?
We're exactly where the Virgin Hotel is. If you walk past the Virgin Hotel towards the creek.
Okay.
At the turnaround.
All right.
Yeah, like
It-
following.
It's been blocked off
Further
at that
east,
end.
yeah.
It's
Yes,
closed.
yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so big, it was very, very muddy there during the rain.
More good news. Our veterans, our West Dallas Veterans Tribute, also, we're very close to being fully under contract with the artist. He is excited to start getting to work. Lynn mentioned when we were discussing dedications, I've already reached out to Ronnie Mestas, who is with Vecinos Unidos and incredibly involved with the community overall in West Dallas and has been our key community stakeholder member to see how we can commemorate Veterans Day along with ushering in and getting some enthusiasm about the incoming artwork that seeks to honor veterans overall in Dallas, but also in particular, those that have come and are coming from West Dallas. Typically, I know that Veterans Day, that community has a picnic for veterans. And so we're still sort of exploring what that opportunity will look like. But he is excited, first of all, that this artwork is beginning to become a reality. It has been a long time coming.
It really
So
has.
real,
I mean, like going on 10 years?
almost, yeah. There was, the biggest delay is finding the location because of the initial location. I think I may have touched on it when we first kind of started going through contracting, but the initial location was at a traffic median and right surrounded by residential homes. And so we got some pushback on that and started kind of our work looking for other alternatives, which was a massive, massive job. But thankfully, Lynn and Stefan Kessler, who is our liaison at Parks, were able to send over some suggestions and Biggers Park. And the veteran team really likes it there. It's, it's right next door to a habitat for hatchings. And so we're just excited that this project is moving forward and that I could actually make Ronnie happy.
I have a question. If you go back to the slide, it says either Hassani or Cassandra.
Yes,
Do we have a question on who it is?
Yes.
Okay, so Hassani and Cassandra, do you remember which one of you is the liaison for this project?
It's not me.
It's not Hassani, sorry.
Cassandra! Are you okay with that, Cassandra? You're on mute.
I see her nodding.
She said nothing
Okay.
to make me happier.
Yes. We're so glad you're so happy about this. Thank you. Thank you. Just there. Okay, thank you. We can clear that up. Okay, next slide, please, or two.
All right, can you
Oh,
remind
we're
me?
here. Yes.
So I'm communicating with Carol. He sent out pictures showing the next slide. The next two slides show 50% completion of the middle portion of the artwork. And she's still following her timelines. She's really a great person to work with. She's fun too.
Remind me where she is located.
She's in New York.
New York? Oh.
Yeah. And her team is really like a small group of people. But she's always like there to respond to questions really quickly. And then she wants to install in October. Probably will have the same fun issue like Drema had, installing and dedicating the same week, because so we're planning on doing that.
Singing Hills, it's where I spent most of May. That's why I wasn't here last time. So if you remember Anaisa Franco, who does the other project, she's the artist for our beautiful magenta. Next slide, please. This one. And it's coming along, I can tell you. We are so busy with that. If you go to the next layer, here we are. So that is what we were doing. No, previous one. There we go. So we started out on the right. That's just me spray painting a circle on the ground. That was back in February. And then in May, we were out there pouring the concrete. So it took us all week, but they did a fantastic job. We had a lot of differentiation in ground level height. So that's why we've got that gap there, but they moved a little bit of soil against it. And it rained, so they covered it up with plastic and then took a break for an hour and then came back. So that team was fantastic. It was really cool. So next slide, please. There should be two videos. If you press on the links, we should be able to see what happened, how they did it. There you go. So those are the formworks. We have the 3 pillars that were laid out in those squares. We running electricity wires in there for the solar lights. And then the other one will be the quickest work that you've ever seen. Yeah. And next slide will show us the beautiful, I don't know, it's so nerdy to be excited about concrete foundations, but they are beautiful. It's a perfect circle. It's beautiful. So what can I say?
So you just want to run your hand.
Yes, yes, exactly that. And then in the next slide, you see actually the trench that was dug. So that is where we're connecting the electricity underground. That is new for us because typically our projects don't have lighting. So they dug 18 inches deep to connect into each of those squares in the middle, which will be each column of the artwork. And they ran on the right, you see those pipes. This is where the conduit will be running. And each of the columns has 4 of these electrical wires coming up. And in that lower circle, you see that is what it looks now. It looks so innocent. It's just a circle in the concrete, but there's so much technology behind it to get to that. But a lot of work there. And the battery box where the whole solar energy will be stored, we put into that silver stainless steel box against the lamppost. And that's bolted down onto the concrete so no one can run off with it. That's really silly. Oh, I got out there, they already had it open again. So we zip tied it closed shut and the guy, you're providing a lock for it. Because minds are curious and want to know. While all that was happening, Anaisa was here with me, so it was really lovely to have her here. The next slide will show where we are with the fabricator. You skip one. Go back, please. No, those are not in there. Anyway, I have two more slides here, just showing how the metal was cut out and they did a water test on the polycarbonate with the steel. So we're on track. The fabricator is a bit slower. It's from New Orleans, a bit easy over there. So we're a bit behind schedule there, but we're gonna be ready for the dedication. October, September, October.
All right, here's here, if you want to look really quickly at something else small, here's the vision.
Then Cotillion, next project. That's my new one. So we're in community engagement. I was already out there, did one unofficial office hour on site to, next slide, to put out the yard signs. This is the new survey for Cotillion Park. It's in Council District 9, so that's the northeast of Dallas. We have those yard signs out, as you see on the next slide. So this is a really, really large park. So we put 5 signs up and we already have 5 responses, just from 15 responses, just from the signs actually. So they work.
When did the signs go up?
They went up
Last week.
Was it last week? 2 weeks ago?
It's nice.
Yeah. And I did a virtual office hour today, and that is the flyer for all the community engagement that we will be doing. So virtual office hours today, we have the community meeting on June 10th, and then another office hour in the park on June 16th in the morning. I tried to space it out, different hours of the day. Today was at noon, the next one will be a breakfast meeting and then an evening meeting to hopefully reach the community.
What, can you just real quick, on the 10th, what time is it?
The community meeting is on 10th of June, 6 to 7 p.m. at Harry Stone Rec Center.
Okay, and then on the 16th?
On the 16th, we are in the park from 8 to 9 in the morning.
Thank you.
You gonna come?
I might, yeah. It'd be fun to come see those.
And that is where I see the artwork most likely. As I said, it's a large park. The Cotillion Pavilion is already there. And if you go outside towards the restrooms here, there's actually an architectural model here from Parks on this floor. You can look at the architectural model from this pavilion that's there. So there's a little knoll, and I think that will be the art location. The only issue we have, as you see on the left-hand slide, that little box, that's actually an enclosement to hide trash cans or porta potties. I'm not sure which one it is. Forgot. I want to say it's actually porta potties. So we need to talk to Parks to that.
Good idea.
Yeah, we need to find a new place.
Whatever it is, it needs to go.
Yeah.
Judy Johnson, I'm still waiting for funding information from the department, but the artist is meanwhile working, refining the budget and the timeline. The expectation is that they want to install not summer 2027, but October or November of next year. So I think I need to put that slide just for that. But yeah, so we're working on all the documents for contract processing, working with artist insurance, and we met today to talk about the timeline and the budget. So
Forest Green is finished, 100% finished fabricating. He's packed everything up. They're shipping the work over on June 8th. We just found a shipping company. So the piece is on the next slide, as you remember. And we will do the dedication 8 o'clock. It's cooler in the evening, and towards sunset is at 8:40 p.m. So if we start the dedication at 8, so by the end of it, hopefully the pre-program lights should all come on. most of the community are able to attend. So everyone has agreed so far, just waiting to hear back from the council that they're okay. And here you see the last stages of the fabrication. The light box is on the left, and Milek still welding and cleaning up the sculpture. And then in the next slide, you see the fruits, and they will be all individually packed into boxes. And yeah, so if all goes well, July 30, 8 p.m. for screen.
Right, first, Odilia also in community engagement. I'm also collaborating with Kevin Acosta. We are presenting to the Lake Highlands bid on Thursday. During I think we call it the managers meeting association. And we did a community event that they invited us to. So they did, they call it Stronger Together Bash at the new park. The park just opened in March or April of this year. So they did a really good outreach into the community. We had our table close to 250 people, so we were very tired. But that little boy, 2 years old, probably is my youngest participant in the dog board. That dog board is a really hoot when we have families because they all want to participate. So we've got a lot of information already for what people want to see. And in my research, because I was doing a Google picture of the site, and every time I would see this park in purple and blue colors. So through that accident, because maybe Google has not updated their photos, I found out that Better Block is a placemaking organization in Dallas and did an intervention at this park in 2021. So I'm gonna communicate, no, actually, I'm gonna meet with the president of this nonprofit next week. So we're gonna discuss what was her approach to the park. She already shared images and the feedback, and she did a survey during the month of that placemaking mini park. And art was third on her list of desired features. So I think we're in a good place there. And you know, it's an exciting thing that you find things that are really connected to what you're looking for. I don't know if you know her name is, you know her?
Krista?
Krista, and I think, oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna meet with her next week to learn more about her project. Yeah, we're meeting, Kevin Acosta and I are presenting to the pit this Thursday in the boxing gym. That should be exciting. Campbell Green, the request for qualifications, our open call is ready to share with Council District 12 to see if they have any feedback on it. We should be able to launch it later this month. We met with our new liaison from Parks, and they gave us updates on that renovation. Is still planned to start this month with the playground. And then, yeah, just getting ready to launch the call.
Keller Spring, yes, Keller Springs Keller Springs roundabout / traffic circle. The RFQ is open and is live and currently accepting artist submissions qualifications. So very exciting. We're moving forward with that project. 16 so far. Yay. We're closing July 10th. So it's gonna be out there for a good amount of time. Another more good news. So as a little background on our Walnut Hill Recreation project, as you know, we had asked our Dallas artist, Julia Ousley, to go back and conduct additional research, additional community engagement, so that she can come back with us with a redesign of the art of the original proposal. And so we wanted it to be more informed by the community, more current on that information, have additional information, and be more indicative of her body of work. And so we now have Welcome to Recreation by Julia Owsley, and the sculpture is inspired by and honoring the people of the Walnut Hill area, the homes it is known for, and the walnut trees that originally stood there. And so what we have from her are something that is very Julia Owsley, very elegant, something really fun as well that really kind of calls and talks about the activities that you can find and do at Walnut Hill Recreation, the walnut trees as well, and then a house forms. I think, Trey, if we go back one more, yes, there you go. So we're gonna have about we're gonna have 7 columns with all of those activities right at the top, including house forms, to kind of make that reference to community, to neighborhood, to those homes that have been there for a very long time. At the base of that foundation, she plans to have the word welcome, also in different languages. She's thinking about maybe 10 right now. They'll be embedded and flush against the base. And so we worked very closely with Julia and the Parks Department and the ADA manager for the city to make sure that this was ADA compliant, that it was low climbability, et cetera. So we're looking at those 7 columns, anywhere between 12 to 6 feet in height of those for those pieces. And so yeah, we're delighted to keep this project moving, and delighted that the artist is still and is happy to continue to work with us. So, Walnut Hill.
Western Royal, I'm in contact with the selection panel. We're in round 2. They've done round 1. And this project is a little bit different. I think I've explained it all. The health department, the libraries wanted us to work hand in hand with the architects. So we don't have a location for the artwork yet. And that makes it very, very challenging for the selection panel to choose the best artist. Because we have mosaic people apply, we have painters apply, muralists, we have sculptors for indoor, for outdoor apply. And we're a bit at an impasse how to proceed. So we had, I had a meeting with the panel this week, and we decided to wait another couple of weeks until the architects will finalize at least their floor plan. So this is one of the iterations of the floor plan for the renovated library. These are just options that we, the architects and the public art team, sees for public art intervention opportunities. So we could either have an outdoor sculpture, the entrance, we will have 2 entrances, north or south. We could have the green ribbons, we could have a ceiling installation. It's a historic building, a mid-century building, but it has vaulted ceilings, but we could run LED light installations along those. And then obviously we could use that north-south corridor between the 2 entrances to consider a floor wall mosaic mix. So that is where we're at the moment with my poor selection panel. They have 162 entries and no criteria really to go by. So at the moment, the problem is whoever they choose, they will also choose the location. So that's the predicament they are in. And so we're hoping that more news once, because in the next 2 weeks, the architect will settle the exact floor plan, that will help us a little bit out with that. And then I devised a completely new set of criteria and strategy. Normally we narrow it down to 3 artists, they make a proposal. And from that, the selection panelists vote for the last person. So we're going to do that differently this time. So because we have this variety in media involved, we're going to go up to 5 artists, and they will not do a proposal. They will give us an interview. So they will prepare a portfolio of ideas that they could see in the space. I will give them all the floor plans and all the information. And then the selection panel will interview the artists. And from that interview, back and forth, they will hopefully be able to find the best artists. So it's a tricky process, very different from what we normally do, but we aim to please our host departments, our clients, and we're going to go with the flow, and we will work with it. It's going to happen. But at the moment, I can't tell you whether it's a sculptor or a mosaic artist or whatever we will get.
Who's the architect?
LPA. And we have floor plans, but apparently they reach far beyond the budget, so they're still.
Value engineering.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we're there. It takes a bit longer than normal. And then finally, we have Vickery Park. We have a contract for that too, so nothing but good news these days. So the artist is in contact, next slide please, with the engineer. As a muralist, he has no idea about engineering, so he's very surprised he needed one. So we're doing a lot of guiding there. If you remember, the left was the proposal he gave us. To the right, we asked him to do these cutouts that will rise into the air. This is what he gave me as final designs, but no dimensions yet. So I said, look, come back with a final design once you've talked to your engineer, because we need to know how far we can push those cutouts out. He said a maximum of 36 inches. I'm thinking it's too much because of the wind resistance, but that's where the engineer comes in. So that's where we're there. So we're hoping to hear from the engineer soon and get ready for the summer. And he can paint in August at 115 degrees.
Okay, are there any questions on any of these projects or other projects? Great, hearing none, I have four quick things. I'm gonna kind of work in reverse order. Our next meeting, as a reminder, we do not have a meeting in July. So the next meeting would be August 4th. I know I am personally out of town. I'm actually on a plane at that minute, at that exact moment, which doesn't mean we can't have a meeting. I am curious if anybody else knows if they're going to be out of town. Because if we don't have quorum, we're not having a meeting. You're not here, Maria?
I don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
Okay, does anybody else online, do any of you know if you're not going to be here? Okay, so right now there's just probably, I think Vicky's usually gone in August too, so just 2 or 3 of us, so it should be okay. Okay, fantastic, that's the first thing. The second thing is, Lynn wanted to announce, or wanted me to announce that there is an artist workshop on September 19th at noon. This has been done once before, so do you want to explain what this is a little bit, please?
So, we used to do it, we've had a couple of them where we invite anyone, but particularly local artists, to walk through the public art process in real time with experts. So they are designing a mock public art call after, hearing about risk, et cetera. And while they're designing, they can have an architect, a landscape architect, a construction person, a fabricator, all the specialties that a conservator that would play into a public art project process, give them feedback real time. So one of my favorite comments from one of the times that we did it before was that they wanted to build a hill. And the landscape architect said, that's great, but it takes 3 years to settle. You can't build something on it until that happens. Your concrete base will not be sustainable. So that kind of just how we work with it. We partnered with Fort Worth last time. So we held one here, they held one in Fort Worth. It was a prerequisite for any public art call that they had. I'm not quite sure where we'll go with this one, but we will record it. So it will be accessible on our website, hopefully accessible on our website. It will be at the Bath House. It will start at noon. And Commissioner Meek is helping plan this and has asked for public art committee volunteers to help her shepherd this through. So, if that is something that you're interested in.
I can be there.
Yeah.
What was the date?
It's the Saturday, it's the 19th. But it's also.
Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah,
I've
not
got Rising Stars at the Turner House.
Yeah, so not just, at that time, but, help get it all planned.
I could even advance.
Yeah.
Well, September's gonna be tough for me because that's our big annual fundraiser at the Turner House for the Oak Cliff Society of Fine Arts.
You don't have to volunteer because it sounds like your plate's full. but-
I can be there for some of it, just not,
just have to make it.
yeah.
And other people, if you want to volunteer, just reach out to me or Lynn or Vicky directly. That'd be great. Okay, that's the second thing. Selection panelists. We need more selection panelists. Please start, even if you're just sending one at a time, dripping them in. We're gonna vote on this probably in September, maybe August, depending on how many we get in. But this is a plea to come up with more names and, can we resend the form out to people, please? So that it's in the format that we needed it.
Now, are there like specific backgrounds that you're looking for or
Yes.
areas of expertise? Okay.
Yes, there's 6 of them. It's listed in the,
Document.
yeah, it's listed in the
Yes.
ordinance, but we'll put a little blurb in with the form that we would, the format, which is really basic. It's like name, where you live, phone number, email, whatever, but we can put that in one email.
Yes, and to answer that question, they need to, you need to have art background, either collector, some architect, landscape architect, somebody who has, so these are our art experts. Yeah,
Artists, not collectors.
Yeah.
Ideally, art.
No, you can have art.
I know
Oh,
we
you
can,
can.
but,
If you can, according to our policy, have art collectors. The team
the
doesn't.
feedback is not great.
Yes, go ahead.
So, referring to selection panelists, I identified, for example, Krista Nightingale. She's a journalist, but she's done so many art projects related to placemaking that I am suggesting that at least one of them. She doesn't have an art background, I think, but she's worked with.
Worked within that.
She worked with DMAX.
She was in D, that's how I know her.
Yeah, so she has enough experience.
Like I recommended you and you worked at a museum, so there you go.
Yeah, so, and
That, you're not an
that-
artist though. So, kind of keep the lens that these are the people who really are serve as the experts on the selection panel. And really should give that content, and opinions for moving the selection forward.
Yeah. And they need to have availability. We had so many that simply are always
I
busy.
sent you a
and
bunch,
traveling.
but yeah, which this is all online, so quite honestly, if somebody's on a 2-week vacation, they could take the time if they so desire to be online and do it. They don't have to be in the city. Yes.
And the way I've approached selection panelists is I ask them first, would you like to be? So I propose you to the committee because it's just like name them, but they have no clue. They don't have any background. So they need a little bit of commitment, time, explanation. This is what you would be asking.
And you've gone through the process twice, so you're a great person about.
Most of the times they say yes, but
So if each committee member could bring 3 names.
You get 5, you get a
You-
gold star.
We get full participation, yes, like, hey, there's a pizza party.
I sent swag in my office. Get you some swag.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I want to end on a really positive, fun note. I'm going to read an email that was received, that Jerome received in an honor. May I do that? Okay, dear Jerome, on behalf of the City of Dallas LGBT Task Force, it is my pleasure to inform you that you have been selected as the recipient of the Outstanding Leadership in Arts and Culture Award as part of this year's Pride and Excellence Awards program. The award honors a creative force whose work in the arts and cultural sectors has celebrated and identifies and helped shape a more inclusive narrative. So it goes on, he is being honored, yay, Thursday at City Hall at noon. And if anybody can be there to cheer him on, that would be great. And we will be celebrating with you. So congratulations. And thank you for the work. So does anybody have any more comments, questions? Great. We call this meeting adjourned at 6:04. Thank y'all so much. Thank you online. Thank you, people.